The Armored Dragon King. How the f did you get acquainted with someone like that? It is time for some more Mushoku Tensei. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and Patreon full links over there and other exclusives. Let's jump into it and see what this episode has in store for us. So no matter how much you heal, she just continuously goes back to that state. So unless she was in the harem and we could heal her like every fucking 8 hours, this is just how she'll always be. I just abducted them that one time. A little sexual assault in the school, no big deal. Fucking Rudy, man. That's hilarious. Rudy's having too much fun with this bullshit. Yeah, of course you like that. Uh-huh. Could you say that was the most intense fight we've had? You know what, Rudy? I think when you lost your hand, it doesn't even come close to the intensity of this fight, let's be real. That was a real warrior's duel. I mean, that's Rudy's mantra, not knowing how to read the fucking room, to be fair. Knowing them, they're like, we're gonna go in different directions. How dare you? Why? This is my path of life. Like, maybe, like, trying to summon a smartphone. That could be a good thing. Because a smartphone should have information even if it's not connected to the internet, right? If it can turn on. Like, I feel like the next explosive moment has to be Eris returning. But at the same time, with us dabbling with teleportation nonsense, anything's on the table, to be fair. Does she want to sit on his lap? Yup. She's like, I want to feel it poke me. Thank God we have our voice of reason. She may be a questionable son of a bitch when it comes to romance, but she understands the girl deserves her student council, damn it. Yo, what if it's like a monster? What if this isn't okay. I honestly was expecting there to be an alien head. You know, I thought it wasn't actually our watermelon. There's something honestly hilarious about naming an episode Phase 4, because we always know what, like, the next episode's gonna be called. And last week, this was the title, right? And I knew it wasn't gonna be a turning point, right? But I wasn't sure what the hell a Phase 4 was gonna mean, and it's actually kind of a brilliant troll, because on one hand, we are legitimately entering into the next phase. The whole Nanahoshi plotline is about being able to transport things to and from different worlds. So entering the next phase, which is seemingly being able to summon things you want on command. So she tried in this episode for a cabbage and got a watermelon instead. No real way to verify if it truly came from their world, but I mean, it definitely came from a different world because as far as we know, it wasn't on their planet, right? But it is hilarious because Mushoku Tensei fans have come to understand what turning points are, and they're always anticipating the next one. So to have something called Phase 4, like, I feel like they know what they're doing here, and I honestly respect the hustle. But the big, I would say, star attraction of the episode is the graduation of our two favorite beast people. This was fun. They had a little humor when it came to Rudy, because Rudy was, like, treating it like a sporting event. Like, here we go in this corner. At one point, they literally had to tell him to stop being an asshole, basically. Like, hey, this is actually serious for them. It doesn't matter if this is goofy to you. And I love the fact that it's about, this is their turning point, right? Like, things are going to change. They're going to go on their own adventures. They're going to find themselves. They may never see each other again. And I'll be honest, this is the definition of they had me in the first half, I'm not going to lie. Because by the end of this whole fight, they really, like, my whole time, I'm like, why can't you guys just travel together? Like, you would clearly enjoy it more, but they're like, no, this is our mission. So they have this big brawl, and they fuck each other up, right? Now, ultimately, she ends up winning this fight, and she's like, don't heal me, I want the scars, this, you know, I'm gonna remember. And I thought it was actually a pretty engaging. I was like, you know what, surprisingly emotional. I may not understand why they need to do this, why they feel like this is their path, but they genuinely have you believe this is going to be the end. And Rudy's just having a grand old time, right? Saying, you know what, this is exactly what I need in my life right now. And I think it's just so brilliant, the bait and switch, about how they quite literally go in completely separate directions. But knowing these bozos, what ended up happening is they fucking curved. And then as slowly but surely, they fucking intercepted. And it's just such a great reveal. Like, the fact that, like, they didn't get name dropped, but, like, Rudy knows, like, oh yeah. And then I heard about these two squabbling. That's their life, right? Like, for their entire lives, there's gonna be these moments where they try to separate and they'll just always get magnetically attracted again. That's so funny, man. Like, this season, they're gonna do something crazy eventually, I'm sure. But I'm actually really okay with the simplistic slice of life and almost establishing setup that they've done this season. Because the fact that they allowed a very small aspect of the second season, which is these two, to have a pretty compelling arc by the end is something that you wouldn't always see in a show like this. You also have the student council arc that is being set up, and I think it's a pretty good representation of, despite Rudy's many flaws, you know, he is listening and hearing different opinions when it comes to his family. So the fact that he's like, hey, you know, would she even have time to do student council, sword training, all this stuff? Sylphie has to be the voice of reason to remind him that even if he's concerned, it's like, she'll do it. Like, she's got this in the bag. And I think it's nice to see those types of family moments because you never, to me, like every time these types of moments happen, I never know if it's going to be the last moment we'll have of a simplistic Rudius family dynamic, because you never know when something's getting thrown in the fucking sky and we get separated for another 10 years, right? Or however fucking long it was. But I think the big point that a lot of people talk about is most likely the very end. So yes, we are able to summon in a watermelon, and it's great, right? And we are finally meeting her teacher, her master, her sensei. Rudy had a little PTSD wondering who it could be. Thankfully, it's not. But the fact that such a big dog is about to potentially heal his mother. Now, I don't think it's going to be perfect. I don't even know if the mother can be that heal, but it is a insane moment because if we were to leave the mom to heal on her own, I definitely think she will continuously get better, but I don't know if she'll ever talk in full sentences or if she'll consistently be able to talk in full sentences. But when you set up this is who we're going to be interacting with the feats he's already accomplished, maybe this is big. I wasn't sure. I honestly, it's Mushoku Tensei, so when Rudy's like, oh, you know, who's your master? Can I meet him? I'm like, oh, it's going to be a woman. You know, like, I'm just waiting for that big punchline. This is going to get interesting. Episode 8 is going to be something special. And this was a good episode. Honestly, it was one of the more enjoyable episodes of this season for sure. Like, it's the least explosive, or one of the least explosive episodes for sure. But it sets in motion so many things. And I also quite like the scene when she starts talking about how, like, hey, this might be able to help your mom. The way everyone in the Grey Rat family have, like, pretty much the same shocked reaction. The fact that the sis comes, like, running over, like, are you fucking serious? She doesn't even need to say a single word, but it gets it across so well. Like, I just think it's a very fascinating season. Like, so far, I would say season 2 is still my favorite season of the show. But it's not to say this has been a letdown. It's just, it's been chill. You're always waiting for the shoe to drop. You never know if the shoe will drop. And I think trolling with fucking Phase 4, as everyone waits for Turning Point 4, is brilliant. Some people might legitimately get mad over that. I think it's hilarious. Phase 4 has arrived in Mushoku Tensei, and you love to see it. Let me know your thoughts. What did you think? I mean, I thought the brawl was very fun. I love how they're so stupid they come back together regardless. Honestly, really great episode if you ask me, but your thoughts? Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and his Patreon for links over there. And hey, if you're already over on my Patreon, I'll also give you video shoutouts because my patrons are what fund this YouTube channel. So today we got Doc, Tyrone, Simon Lau, Mark Green, GreedX23, Jenny Stiegel, Demon King Shin, and we also have Matt Barker. So I appreciate the support. Please take care, and you'll have a good one.